So let's talk about object orientation still, and now we're going to explore how if you have a specific attribute slash function method that are shared between all the instance of a class, how this can be a problem for us, okay? For this, we're going to use the example of dog underscore main. And I thought it would be a nice idea just to give you a heads up about the relative path for the Python interpreter here. I always put a message on the top of the program that I explain, but you can take a look on this later. All right. So what is the idea? We're gonna have two classes of dog. Both of them, they do pretty much the same thing. So we have a dog bad and a dog good. And the idea is for us to give this dog a name, which will initialize with a constructor, and then we're gonna teach some tricks to these dogs. But take a look on how let's focus on the dog bad first. And here we have a specific attribute called dog tricks, which is composed of a list. And then we have the constructor, which initializes the name and the attribute for the dog, and then we have a function that teach trick for that dog, which will receive a trick name and we append to the given list of dog tricks that we have right here. Okay, hopefully by now you see and you agree that this construction right here, it's a little bit problematic because of this attribute which is shared by all the instances of this class. So let's take a look in our main program. So let's initialize two dogs from bad dog A and bad dog B, both of them from the dog bad class, as we have it right here. We don't have an alias for this, so we're going to use the class name. We're going to have two names, and then we'll teach dog A a trick and dog B a trick. And as you can see here, each of them we are teaching one specific trick, right? And then we go ahead and print the tricks, the name of a dog and the tricks for that dog accordingly as we have it here. All right. So let's go ahead and run our code. And let's focus here. And when we take a look on bad dogs as the first one right here, let's ignore the second one for a moment. And as we have for bad dogs, we know that Fido and Buddy, they both have both tricks there. So that's actually not very good, right? Because as we can see here, we teach one trick for rollover for dog A, which is Fido, and come here for dog B, Buddy. But in the output here, we saw that both dogs, they have both tricks, and this is quite problematic. And why this is happening? Well, as you recall, here what we have one single attribute, which it's a mutable object, a list, and when we add the tricks on this, we are changing the attribute for the class itself. So everyone shares the same class of dog bad will have the same object here, the same variable, the dog tricks attribute, and this is quite problematic for us. Now, how do we fix this? Well, you can take a look on this text later on. It's pretty much what I'm saying right now. Now, let's use a different class. Now we're going to use a class called dog good. And this here, we're going to have two different names. We're going to have dog Farah and Shelly. But let's take a look and see how dog good class works. If we see here, now what we have, we don't have any attributes shared between all the objects within that class dog good. In the constructor, we have the name as we had it before, but now for every new object, I'm initializing a new list, and then for the teach trick, I'm gonna go there and append new tricks to the initialize list of tricks. Okay. And let's see how that goes. Since we already run this, we can just simply take a look. So here for tricks for good dogs, we added them separately and they kept their values separate one from another. And why this is happening? Because for every new instance of an object, I have a new list of tricks being initialized, which it works pretty well for us since we are not modifying the same list in common. Here in this case, we have one separate a list of tricks for dog A, and then a separate list of tricks for dog B. So when we add those, they're being added into different lists, not as in dog bad, which uses the same list common between all the objects instance of that specific class. Okay, so thank you and happy coding.